I wanted to speak really briefly to all of you about the Tanakh project that I'm going to be working on and answer a few questions. I have some individuals that are basically speaking and saying very happily, I'm really glad you're going to be doing this translation. Let's hope we can get to the original scrolls, the original writings, make sure this thing is accurate. Let me make this very clear. The Jews as a whole, we, the Jews, have preserved the manuscripts beautifully. The Orthodox Jewish Tanakhs that we have today, the only thing that it does not put in the text in English, not in the Hebrew, in English, is the name of God, for obvious reasons. They put Adonai or Hashem. That's the only thing that I disagree with. Now, we do have Torahs that have the name of God in the Torahs, or the symbols of the name of God. We do not have a single Tanakh with the name of God. And I want to make this very clear. All the Tanakhs that you can buy today, Tanakhs made by actual Jewish scholars for Judaism, are absolutely, I don't care what anybody says here, the fact of the matter is they are absolutely accurate, dead on accurate. Now, throughout history, the Jews have proven that they have preserved their text. It is intact. And when the Dead Sea Scrolls were found, the church, with their accusations that the Jews changed the text of the Hebrew Scriptures to support their beliefs, was proven baloney, 100% baloney. In fact, the church is the one that corrupted what people think of as the Old Testament. No, the Jewish translation of Tanakh today, any one you get, is absolutely accurate. The only thing that's different is that the name of God is not there. That's going to change because I'm going to put that in the new Tanakh. So I'm not changing the translation. Let me make this very clear, those of you who don't understand. I'm not changing the text because the text is intact. Throughout history, the Jews have preserved the text of the Holy Scriptures, of the Hebrew Scriptures. Now, some people don't understand this, and some foolish individuals, mostly parts of the Hebrew Israelites, are commenting and saying that the Hebrew that is translated in the Tanakh is not the real Hebrew, and on, a bunch of nonsense, when they don't even understand that the prophets wrote in the same Hebrew. We have Aramaic, a few Aramaic scrolls, and we have a lot of actual Hebrew, which is the Hebrew that we speak today and read from today. The only thing that was added later was the vowel points, but they weren't inventing vowel points to change the words of God. The words are already known by all Jews. If that was the case, Karaites would not have Tanakhs because they would feel that the Orthodox Jews changed the text. It's not true. The Jews preserved the text. We never needed the vowels to understand the Hebrew, so the vowels are irrelevant whatsoever. Vowel points, jots and tittles. So please, if you're one of those people that think that the jots and tittles and the vowels were invented, you're sadly mistaken and need to do some more research. Deep research, because you don't know what you're talking about. So, let me make it very clear. The Tanakh that I'm working on, I'm going to solely make this the first Tanakh that has the name of God. There is no Tanakh with the name of God. So all we have is Orthodox Tanakhs that have the name of God removed. I'm going to be putting the Hebrew symbols of the name of God, not the full vowel points, but the name God. So, that's going to be the difference. As far as the text itself, I'm not going to change a word of it because the text is absolutely accurate. The Tanakh that we have today is absolutely accurate. What I'm going to do, though, what I will be doing, is basically making it dead on with the Hebrew, where I'm not going to cut corners. Whereas, for example, in the Hebrew, it says in the Hebrew words like, or phrases like, she was a virgin, she knew no man. See, what translations do is they say, no, we don't need those two sentences, just one. She was a virgin. Moving on. Now what I'm doing is, no, she was a virgin, she knew no man. He will be put to death. Yes, slayed or put to death. Repeated. This is something that's normal in the Hebrew. I'm going to put back in the text. I'm going to make sure that the poetry and the flow of the Hebrew is intact. There's some certain things with translation, like, for example, Moses, in one of the passages in Exodus, he questions God when he says he's going to destroy the nation of Israel and make a nation out of him. Most translations mistranslate it as Moses asking God, why are you going to do this? That makes no sense. when the word there actually describes something more detailed. It says, to what end are these actions going to bring? He's not asking him why. It's obvious why he was upset with Israel. So I'm going to make sure that it's corrected to basically put in there, to what end are your actions going to be doing? So things like that is what I'm going to be changing. The text itself in Tanakh are absolutely accurate. The scrolls, the manuscripts that we have for the Hebrew scriptures, we have two languages. We have Aramaic and we have the Hebrew of today. There is no scrolls of the original ancient Hebrew. Nobody's found those yet. When we find scrolls of the ancient Hebrew, then we could take a look at those. But we don't have those today. And the Jews proved that they preserved their text. When the Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered, it clarified and proved that the Jews preserved their text. It was intact. So no, I don't need to change the translation. The Tanakh, any Tanakh you get from Jewish hands is absolutely accurate. So I'm returning the name of God, and I'm going to make it closer to the Hebrew, the poetry and the flow of it. Okay? So those two things. Okay? Secondly, and thirdly, is I'm going to have, of course, the transliteration, where you could sound out the Hebrew, learn how to speak Hebrew. And we're going to have the Hebrew. So 3 lines for each sentence. So therefore, that's what I just want to make sure and clarify what exactly I'm doing here. There's nothing wrong with the Tanakh today, but I'm basically returning the name of God because that should not be removed ever. And it's going to be a translation to help you learn how to speak Hebrew. So don't be fooled by these misconceptions and these lies about ancient manuscripts. We're not looking for ancient manuscripts because we don't have the ancient manuscripts. We have what we have. And what we have on the table throughout history is that the Jews preserved their text beautifully. So there's no problem there. I'm just making sure that this is the most accurate translation possible with the name of God where it belongs, and so on and so forth, and helper to help you learn how to speak Hebrew. And I want the pages to be beautifully made with high quality paper, and I just want it to be just an incredible Tanakh that's absolutely friendly for those who follow the Karaite way, that want a true, faithful Tanakh that is not changed in any way.